Obviously, with the new administration, I think having REITs be understood and protected, I think, is still number one priorities by both houses of the Senate and Congress. And so I think when you look at the new administration, there will be some changes, obviously, but I think when you look at the real estate sector, especially specifically the REITs, I think we're in good standing there to continue on the path that we're currently on.
With me today is Conor Flynn, CEO of Kimco Realty. Conor, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So as Nareit's chair for 2025, what do you see as some of the key issues or priorities that the industry will be focusing on in the year ahead?
It's an interesting time to be chair of Nareit. It's an honor, obviously, and I'm really excited for the year ahead, working with Steve and the entire team. We've got some key priorities that we're focused on. Obviously, with the new administration, I think having REITs be understood and protected, I think, is still number one priorities by both houses of the Senate and Congress. And so I think when you look at the new administration, there will be some changes, obviously, but I think when you look at the real estate sector, especially specifically the REITs, I think we're in good standing there to continue on the path that we're currently on. When you look at the initiatives we also have on sustainability and ESG, sort of maintaining those initiatives, understanding that diversity and inclusion is very important to Nareit and the members as well. So that's another key priority. Focusing again on financial literacy, I think, is important. So getting the message out on the global stage about how beneficial REITs are to the communities and the investors, and for all to be able to invest in large commercial real estate.
And can you update us on how the integration of RPT assets has progressed and what impact you're seeing on Kimco's overall performance?
Yeah, RPT has been a wonderful deal for Kimco and our shareholders. We announced that deal in January of this year. Feels like a lot longer ago, but we've been off and running now. And this past quarter, RPT's portfolio really shined when we took it and separated it out from Kimco to showcase sort of the benefits of it. We had a 10% same-site NOI coming from that portfolio. The small shops, which was really sort of the upside on the leasing front of the portfolio for us, gained 50 basis points in one quarter, which was a lot ahead of our underwriting assumptions. At the original acquisition, their small shop occupancy was 450 basis points below Kimco's. And that's why we were so excited about the opportunity, because we saw the lack of new supply, the significant demand drivers, and the small shop activity has been robust. And so that's been one we've been leaning into. We've upped our synergies twice, so we've been able to outperform our synergies underwriting, and it continues to benefit from all the momentum that retail is experiencing today.
And what sort of supply-demand balance are you seeing in the open-air retail space today?
Yeah, that's the beauty of our sector right now. It's been 13 years of no new supply. So we're the lowest in terms of any commercial real estate sector of new development going on. So 0.3% of existing stock, which is lower than office, lower than industrial, lower than any other sector. And then you look at the demand side, and that's really where you're seeing new store openings outpace closings. You're seeing the vacancy rate for the entire sector in the United States be the lowest ever on record. And that's when you get pricing power. And that's when you're able to push economics on deals. And you're seeing that. We had over 40% new leasing spreads in the quarter. Retention rates are extremely high, which means that people are holding on to their spaces. And you're seeing that play out now in the lowering of the CapEx, or the capital required to do deals. So you're seeing sort of this inflection point of higher retention, higher occupancies, lower capital expenditures, which should translate to nice growth going forward.
And how is the cost of capital environment likely to impact your acquisition strategy in 25?
The nice part about where Kimco sits today is we have a stronger cost of capital today than just earlier this year. And so we look at that as an opportunity to grow externally. We've been focused on the internal growth story for quite some time at Kimco, making ourselves extremely efficient and focused on efficiencies and advantages of scale. Now we get to lean in and layer on some external growth opportunities. So we did just acquire the single largest asset Kimco's ever acquired. It's called Waterford Lakes in Orlando. Wonderful Target-anchored center. It's the #1 traffic target in all of Florida. And it was developed about 15 to 20 years ago, and all of those original leases are starting to come to the end of their life, which means that these are some of the best stores that these retailers have at significantly below market rents. And so that's when you get the opportunity to mark those to market without a lot of capital going in. It's 99% leased. They did some good leasing with Shake Shack, Nike, Lululemon, so all the 2.0 new tenants that everybody loves. And then the older tenants like the Target, the TJ Maxx, and the Ross, those are all going to be marked to market as well. So you get the benefit of having the best-in-class new tenants plus with the beauty of the off-price players and the ones that are doing quite well. So as we look into 2025, we'll start the year off as a modest net acquirer, and then continue to see how our cost of capital evolves and look for one-off and portfolio opportunities to grow.